Welcome to that MMA show, man. BJ Barber, your host. The UFC White House potentially maybe canceled. Is anything going to stop it? I don't know. I don't think so, but we'll go over that in a minute and read how these two wankers from Virginia are trying to shut down the UFC White House. Freedom 250. It's crazy. Probably never going to happen, but we're going to check that out. And then we're also going to jump back to what we said last night about Sean Strickland. He kind of admits today that he was kayfabing the whole thing. But I love it, man, because I love the kayfabe. So let's go, baby, with that MMA show. Here we are, man. What a day. Big news. We're so close. We're coming so damn close to the UFC Freedom 250, the 250th year anniversary of America. Donald Trump's birthday. The UFC on the White House lawn. The claw is set up. Maybe we'll check some pictures of that out in a second. But we're going to see, man, this lawsuit dropped. A couple wankers from Virginia trying to shut it down. Trying to shut all the bros, all the MMA bros down from witnessing. I guess it could be one of the coolest combat sports events of all time. Small card, Sunday, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be absolutely awesome. We got a stacked card. Gaethje, Topuria, Pereira, Cyril Gane, how do you say it? Cyril Gane, maybe how you say it. And then the whole other card stacked too. We got a bunch of stuff. We're going to go over that Friday with Big Dirty Dave and Matty Barber. We'll be doing a show covering a preview of the White House card. It's going to be absolutely fantastic as well. Leroy, turn that music down. All right. A little bit of peace and quiet while we go over the news, man. I got it pulled up here. We can go over to the Titantron right now. Boom. And let's have a look, man, because what they're saying is last-minute lawsuit seeks to put the kibosh to a corrupt scheme at a UFC White House event. Corrupt scheme is in quotations because, listen, man, the people doing the lawsuit, what they're pretty much saying is, oh, Trump invested some money in TKO and, he's in with Dana and Dana are trying to support the Republicans and this is corruption at its highest degree and blah, 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 acting like the whole government hasn't been corrupt since day one. Everybody knows it. The right's corrupt. The left's corrupt. They're all corrupt. So, is this corruption? I don't think so. I just think it's a cool event on the White House lawn. And, to me, I'm pumped about it, so I don't care. Just let us enjoy the fights, man. Why you wankers from Virginia got to go out there and file some lawsuit and potentially get it shut down? But let me ask you a question. We already know the courts are corrupt, so what are you going to do? Who is going to shut it down? What's the D.C. police going to come shut it down? The National Guard's going to come shut it down? The military? None of those people are shutting anything down. So nothing's getting shut down, in my personal opinion. I don't think so. But this is the article we got here. Look at the claw, man. It's gorgeous. Look at that. When we go on, we're looking at it. With just 1 week to go before the UFC card happens, a lawsuit looks to stop it from being the case. This is from MMAfighting.com. In a press release required by MMA Fighting on Sunday, a lawsuit has been filed by Paul Romano, retired Air Force sergeant and Vietnam veteran, and Susan Douglas, a longtime civic activist and organizer. You ask me, Susan Douglas, the activist, kind of honeypotted the old sergeant here. She might have gave a little bit of that sneaky, that nookie. And the old sergeant's like, yes, ma'am, I'll do whatever you say. Yes, ma'am. And turn to the dark side, I guess. But they're gone to preserve Washington's monumental space. I mean, wasn't the city just a cesspool a little bit a while ago? That's what I was hearing. I don't know what's what anymore. I don't know up, I don't know down, I don't know anything. But that's what I was hearing. I was hearing the whole city was a cesspool. And it's cleaned up now. So I heard Donald the other day say, you know what, we're going to keep the cloud. Maybe we'll just leave it up. So I'd say leave it up, man. You got that big old lawn out there, leave the cloud up. Let people come visit it. Be a little tourist attraction. All right? So we got the lawsuit describes UFC House as a corrupt scheme to hand the White House lawn and the Lincoln Memorial to a private for-profit sports promoter in violation of federal law. Well, you know what? What I got to say is at least he's doing it out in the open. He's not hiding it. There's nothing sneaky going on. It's out in the open. It was planned. It's happening. and nobody's going to stop it. The event scheduled for June 14th was conceived by President Trump and organized by UFC's Dana White, a close personal friend to Trump. If you don't know, which you probably already know, is that Trump, back in the day, he's the one who allowed the UFC to be hosted at some of his casinos back in the day when no one else would give anybody a shot. It was either his casinos or hotels, one or the other, or a combination thereof. But yeah, Donald Trump, way back when the UFC was still considered a Neanderthal sport before it became mainstream, Trump actually was a UFC fan. So this ain't a Johnny come lately. Trump's been a fan of the UFC since day one. So that's pretty cool. The event scheduled for June 14th was conceived by President Trump and organized by Dana. And we got this lawsuit by Samuel T. Packard of the Public Integrity Project, led by attorney on the case. So they're saying Trump purchased up to $50,000 in the UFC's parent company, TKO, earlier in the spring, while White's company is selling VIP packages for $1.5 million each and benefiting from the TKO executive, called the greatest earned marketing tool of all time. Additionally, a weigh-in for fighters is scheduled the night before and is set to occur at the Lincoln Memorial. The complaint focuses on a trio of unlawful grounds. The first is a violation of National Park Services Agreement, which prohibits sporting events from taking place on federal parklands. And plaintiffs say this doesn't fall under an acceptable regulation or exemption. The second is that the claw, part of the staging setup for the event of the White House lawn, has no congressional authorization, a requirement for building on federal parklands. Lastly, the complaint argues that the potential cost to taxpayers for our replacement, etc. So I don't know, man. Some people argue that DC isn't even really a part of America. It's kind of weird. Some people, you got London, England, you got DC, and you got the Vatican, and these three encampments are really not under any jurisdiction technically, is what a lot of people think, but I don't know. But this lawsuit, a week before, trying to shut it down, I don't think it's going to work. But can we ask ourselves, do they got a point here? Do they have a point? Like, how would everybody feel if they went and Burke Obama, old Berkey, if old Berkey had an event where he hosted the WNBA in the if they hosted the WNBA in the, like on the South Lawn instead of a basketball court, I guess people would be going absolutely nuclear crazy. So it doesn't really matter who's doing what. People are just going to go crazy regardless. But it is funny, and it would be interesting if this ended up shutting down the UFC. I'm trying to think. I don't know any possible way. I don't know how on God's green earth that if this lawsuit did get to the point where they put a stay on it and ended up blocking it in the courts, I don't know how they would actually end up doing anything to stop it. What are you going to do? Who's going to stop it? Who's going to come in and block it? It's already, it could be crazy. You want drama? That's drama. I don't know. Could be crazy. So anyways, that's it. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't think it's going to happen. You guys can go read all about it. MMAfighting.com. Bam, bam, boom, boom. All right. So we got that. Then we had over here, we got old Shawnee Boy over on Twitter. As we know, yesterday we had a little thing where old Sean came out, and this week's news was he was like, I'm banned from the UFC. Listen, I'm a massive Sean Strickland fan. I love the kayfabe he's doing. I love the character he's playing. Come on, give me more of it. Josh Hokett, give me more of it. I love that. Some people hate it. Some people are like, I don't like characters in MMA. It should be pure. It should just be fighters, no characters. But at the end of the day, everybody loves when a fighter really hits the mark, when they really, really nail that character and they come into their own, And it's almost like an amplification of their persona, something that comes together, which meets reality and a little fiction, and turn it up to 20. And we got Sean Strickland, who is probably one of the best at it right now. The problem is that he breaks kayfabe all the time after a fight. I don't know if he gets this weird guilt thing where he feels bad and he's like, hey guys, guys, I kind of got to let it stop here, man. I got to tell you, I love these guys. I love that guy. It was all a joke, man. Me and Kamzat are buddies. It's all good. Please, please. So I don't know. I really don't know if it's kayfabe or not. And that's the beautiful thing about kayfabe. But we could play the video from yesterday, but I think everybody already saw it. He said he was banned from the White House for talking trash about Israel, banned from the White House because, He is this, he is that. Who knows, man? The bro could have been banned because he got a criminal record. We don't know how it works. But I got a feeling that he wasn't banned at all. I got a feeling that he may have just tried to get tickets and they were kind of like, nah. Or they gave him tickets and they're like, bro, we got to give those tickets to Macron. We got to give that ticket to Kim Jong-un and Putin. The boys are coming to watch. I don't know how it goes, but if we look here up at the top after yesterday, I talked to Hunter yesterday. If you don't know, Hunter Campbell is kind of like the heir to the throne for Dana White. He's like the lawyer for the UFC, right? He's the main guy under the hood who's doing all the things behind the curtain. I talked to Hunter Campbell yesterday about the White House ban and what I said. He just laughed and we carried on. Meaning like, hey, man, I talked to Hunter, bro. They probably called him or he called them. It was like, hey, man, I'm just like kayfabing to kind of build up the card is probably what he said. And then regardless of the administration's fascist views on speech, the UFC is holding the line for the First Amendment. So it's a beautiful thing, man. You got the UFC out there. It's the only sport on TV, on streaming platforms, anywhere who allows their fighters to completely say whatever they want, whenever they want. I don't know if anybody has ever been punished for speaking about anything with regards to UFC, whether it was a press conference, whether it was friggin' after the fact, on their Instagram, anything. It's the fight business. They let the boys go like crazy. This is like WWE, but real in a sense, you know? And the real smart people know how to amp it up. So I think it's absolutely awesome. And like I said yesterday, I seen that Duper's Delight. I got to show you again because I saw that Duper's Delight. Hold on. I saw it. I got to just show you again because Sean Strickland ban. Like I said yesterday, what the heck is that? I'm trying to search something. Discard. Search. Sean Strickland ban. In this video, the Duper's Delight is out of control. Yesterday, I covered what Duper's Delight was, and Duper's Delight is a subconscious. Duper's Delight is like a subconscious way of portraying that you're lying to someone because you can't keep it in or breaking character. Just watch.
Well, you guys, I'm not surprised, but I got the call. I got the call. The UFC higher-ups call.
I mean, dude, I'll keep listening, but that is total. I like I said yesterday, that's total kayfabe.
You got big names. They said, Sean, I gotta apologize, but you're not Israeli enough to go to UFC 250 Israel edition. The White House didn't clear you, and I'm not really surprised. You know, I'm not really surprised. So, you know, I think moving forward, I would like to just apologize to Israel. I'd like to say I'm sorry. You know?
All right. Total kayfabe. I mean, I love it, but it's total kayfabe. And then we go over here and we got the post here today. I talked to Hunter yesterday about the White House ban and what I said. He just laughed and we carried on because they all know he's kayfabing, he's having a good time, and he's building up the card. And any bit of interaction, engagement, whether positive or negative at all. And we know that Sean Strickland at the moment is probably the hottest thing that the UFC has when it comes to social media right now. So anything the guy says, and he's hitting that algorithm that's really kicking right now. So that's what's up, man. That's the show for tonight, man. I thank you guys for joining me. We're coming back. We just like, share, and subscribe this thing, man. We're just doing a crossover here right now. We just, boom, yesterday went from pretty much 0 to 54 subs. Now we're ready to go live. I'll be starting my live streams up soon too, which are the best, baby. That's the bread and butter. But this was tonight. White House UFC card. Freedom 250 canceled. I don't friggin' think so. You tell me down in the comments. And Sean Strickland, did he kayfabe the whole thing to build up engagement, man? If you ask me, 100%. Do I love it? Of course I do. That's it, and that's all. Slow.